The Scion class Etoile has access to one of the most powerful attacks in the game, called the Connect. With soaring blades, you have 2 bars of gear. If you use the weapon action after dashing, you'll throw blades out, dealing damage. You can then press the weapon action again to perform a Connect, consuming 1 bar of your gear. After performing a Connect, you can then use the weapon action one last time, consuming your last gear to perform a full Connect, dealing even more damage. In order to unlock Etoile's true potential of soaring blades, you're going to need the Surefire Connect ring. The Surefire Connect ring will allow you to hold your Connect and perform a full Connect instead for 1 bar of gear. At first, you may misunderstand how you're supposed to use Surefire Connect and think that you'll be increasing your damage by using the full Connect 2 times in a row, instead of just doing a Connect into full Connect. The problem is, this is actually a terrible idea because the Surefire Connect still takes the same amount of time as doing a Connect into full Connect. I did some calculations in Rockberry practice in order to figure out just how much DPS you would be missing out on. I'd found that doing a Connect actually does 24% more DPS than charging a Surefire Connect. And doing a Connect into full Connect actually does 20% more DPS than just doing a Connect. In order to effectively use Surefire Connect, you need to precast it. Precasting is the act of charging an ability when there is nothing to attack, and then letting the attack go when there is something to attack. During the charging portion of this ability, you are not losing DPS because there's technically nothing to damage in the first place. So if I was to calculate the DPS of a precasted Surefire Connect, the time between letting go of a Surefire Connect and being able to move again is almost exactly 1 second. This means whatever damage you do with that Surefire Connect is basically your DPS during that 1 second. For me with no buffs, I did about 1.5 million damage. This is over 330% more DPS than doing a Connect into full Connect. The real challenge is to figure out when and where to use this in each fight. The more places you find that you can use this in a fight, the higher your overall DPS will be. Now, precasting Surefire Connect is not just limited to when you're not able to attack an enemy. You can also precast Surefire Connect if an enemy's weak spot is not available, but you know it will be soon. Depending on how much damage you do to non-weak spots, it may actually be better to precast when you know a weak spot is about to be available. You may also find instances where you're able to attack the enemy but not very easily. Maybe the weak spot of the enemy is moving around too much, but you know where it's going to stop moving, so you can precast where you think it's going to stop. In some cases, you may even find scenarios where you're able to precast Surefire Connect 2 times in a row. One of my favorite places to take advantage of Surefire Connect is during the second half of Omnipotent Shatterer. There's this one attack where the enemy sweeps fire across the playing field while moving its weak spot across the playing field with it. Since the weak spot is moving so much, it's difficult to connect into full Connect. However, what you can do is precast a Connect before the weak spot initially gets to the ground, deal a little bit more damage normally, and then precast again for when the weak spot comes back. There are some fights in the game where a breakable part of an enemy becomes available to hit for a very short amount of time, but usually not enough for you to break it. By using Surefire Connect, you can sometimes break these parts during this small window. If this is a boss fight that requires you to break the parts in order to advance, this can greatly increase the speed at which you advance through the fight. A good example of this is during Baron Blossom, Butcher of Light. During the Gemini phase of the fight, Gemini constantly jumps up into the air, making it hard to attack his weak spots. However, there is a small window where you are able to hit these weak spots before he jumps. What I like to do is after the first 2 weak spots are destroyed, you deal a bunch of damage to the tongue, and then before you think that the tongue is going to retract, you can start precasting the Connect and aim at one of the legs that doesn't look damaged. If one of the red balls pop out of this leg, you can then let go of the Surefire Connect and potentially break it instantly. What's really nice about this is the Surefire Connect actually goes through the leg and still hits the ball. There are other uses for the Surefire Connect as well. One is during the Luther boss fight when he uses his time stop ability. You can let go of the ability right before he time stops in order to destroy one of the swords, and during your attack you actually are invulnerable to the time stop, so you actually just dodge the time stop while instantly destroying one of the swords. You can also use this for some mobbing potential. During the mining base VR mission, if you're defending a tower, you can sometimes precast Surefire Connect, and if a line of enemies comes near the tower, you can potentially hit all of them with a Surefire Connect as soon as they're all in range. Now, sometimes when you precast a Surefire Connect, You do so because you're predicting that something is about to happen. However, sometimes that thing that you predicted does not actually happen. So, in case you didn't know already, you can actually dodge out of your Surefire Connect and keep your gear for later. There are a ton more examples of where you can use Surefire Connect in different fights, and obviously I'm not going to go over every single one of them here, because I don't know every single instance that you can use Surefire Connect, and even if I did, this video would be way too long. However, if you have any interesting ideas of where you can use Surefire Connect, be sure to leave it down in the comments section, and if you liked the video and you want to see more, just make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.